Every professional speaker has a reason for everything they do throughout their entire speech. Today I'm going to talk to you about a very famous speech in history, and that is I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King Jr. Throughout his whole speech, he does multiple different things to keep the audience's attention. He uses certain tones. He takes pauses. He cracks jokes, and he also emphasizes certain phrases. First, I'm going to talk to you guys about his tone. For certain words, he makes his tone louder. He really wants the audience to understand what he's saying when he says a certain word. He really wants them to realize the meaning that he's trying to portray. Next, pauses. Every once in a while, after a phrase, he'll take a pause. He does this because he wants the phrase that he just said to sink in with the audience. He really wants the audience to get the deeper meaning of what he's trying to say. Jokes. Every once in a while, he'll crack a joke. He really wants to keep the audience's attention. He really wants to keep them engaged with this speech. He doesn't want them drifting off and not listening. Next, emphasis he puts on certain phrases. He really uses emphasis a lot. Throughout his speech, he uses certain words to get the audience's attention. He'll repeat them multiple times. For example, he uses 100 years later. By saying this, he wants the audience to realize 100 years later, still nothing has changed. We can't just sit around and wait for everything to happen. The next is, now is the time. He uses this because he really wants the audience to realize that they can't just keep sitting around. Now is the time. Now is the time they have to act. They have to do this now. They can't wait any longer. Next, we can never be satisfied. He says this probably about 5 times. He keeps saying this over and over and over again. He said, we can never be satisfied. Everything they have put us through, we can't be satisfied with a little peace offering they give us. We want our freedom. We want everything. So he says this because he really wants the audience to realize what he's saying. These are multiple different things Martin Luther King Jr. uses throughout his entire speech. He really wants to keep the audience's attention. He really wants everyone to get something out of his speech. So those are the things that he does to make everyone happy. I've learned multiple different things from everything he has done. I now know how to use tone. I now know how to use pauses. Also emphasize on certain phrases. And cracking a joke every once in a while to keep the audience involved. I would definitely use everything I learned for future speeches.